Hey everybody, it's Ken Abrams with another Tuesday at 10 video blog. This weekend was a tough one if you read the news or listened to what was going on in the country. Based on the government shutdown, a number of programs, including the SNAP and WIC programs, which are food assistance programs, were discontinued because they had run out of money. There was no plan on the government's part to actually keep those benefits going, although several courts decided that those benefits couldn't be suspended. But by the time that the money got to the programs, there was going to be a gap. There was going to be a time when people wouldn't be able to get the food they needed. It was, in fact, a little bit difficult to listen to and to watch all of this, to see videos of food banks loading up as much food as they could, knowing that even with the extra supplies, they weren't going to be able to meet the demand. Knowing that there were people out there with small children who weren't going to be able to feed them over the weekend. It was more than just a little troubling. We're a country that has wonderful excess. We should be able to feed all of our citizens. Now, again, I know there are people out there that think that some of these benefits go overboard and we're providing benefits for people that we shouldn't. I don't want to get into that. However, again, it was troubling that we as a country are unable to feed everybody that needs food. Now, I've never served in the government, and I have actually no real desire to. So I don't know all the things that are involved in the government shutdown and why we can't reach some sort of an agreement. But what I do know is that I always felt that government was there to protect its citizens, to help them when they were in need. I'm not looking for the government to provide me a job or to provide me a way to live, but I am looking for them to do some very basic services. Take care of our roads, make sure that the country is safe from outside invasions, basic things like that. Now, over the weekend, based on what was going on, I had a number of interesting conversations with folks, and people were asking some of the same questions that I was. It went a little deeper. Not only were we talking about feeding people, what about educating them? What about providing health care? Those are questions that we can debate from now until, as my mother used to say, the cows come home. Those are issues that are much larger than anything I could ever really deal with. I know there are other countries that provide education and health insurance for their citizens. It is not something that we've done. I understand that there are programs for people that cannot afford their own health care, and I think that's great. However, again, I do understand that there's government waste. I understand that some of these programs maybe are not particularly efficiently run. I get all that. Let's leave that aside for right now. There are people right now that are struggling. If you have the ability to maybe provide extra food, maybe you have things in your house that you don't really need, or things that, again, you realize, well, I've got 6 boxes of macaroni and cheese, maybe I could donate 4 of them. There are people out there that really can't afford food. And again, some of them are people that work full time jobs. They just can't make the gap shrink between what they need and the resources that they have. Some of them can't work enough hours because they're home taking care of their kids. There's many reasons, and we don't need to know all of them. I'm sure most of us know people that either have been on some sort of assistance or still are on assistance. Again, my wife and I have been very blessed and very lucky that we do have enough food for ourselves and for our family. So this weekend, we did pack up some of the things that we don't really need right now, things that we have excess or maybe too much of. Hey, it was a great way to make some room in our pantry. We tried to provide things that we thought people would really need. This is a very tough time for people. So if you can, make a donation, whether it's cash, food, your time. There's the 3 T's: time, talent, and treasure. If you're able to donate any of those things, I'm sure there's folks out there that would really appreciate it. The holidays are almost here, and that's a time when people think about giving, but think about it right now. The need is current. Have a great week.